Okay. Take, I don't know, 7? Hi, I'm Nancy from Thisoverstuffedhouse. And normally on Thursday nights, I have a live chat, sometimes a live sale. Lately, there's just been so much going on that I haven't been able to be consistent. And I do apologize to my viewers for that. But I'm having a problem today. My hand doesn't want to undo. I was at the doctor's yesterday because I'd had 3 vaccination shots to get updated. And, I last week felt like something the cat played with. But whatever it's doing to my body wherever I have arthritis has just gotten progressively worse. So this is an improvement. This is because it was a tight ball, like it was a serious claw. They gave me steroid to take and to try to calm this down. Rheumatoid arthritis does run in the family. I don't often have big flare-ups like this. This is something I haven't had in a couple of years, and it sucks. You should see the other hand, but the other hand is in a good curved position to be able to actually hold the phone. I so wanted to show you some of the plants outside because earlier this evening I was out front. I was trying to film, and I had gotten about 7 minutes of footage done. I showed off the flowers that had just bloomed the day because a stargazer lily bloomed today. The evening primrose, the yellow ones are out. The red rose has got gorgeous clusters blooming on it. And I get, down the front walk, all the way across. I'm starting on the lawn. Don't Gary come out of the house and follow me. Follow me. Starts following me and talking to me. I'm obviously talking to the camera, but he's talking to me. So I had to stop filming. Went to do it again. Plane went over during the intro. He's still outside on the porch. I say, look, I got to get this done. I'm going to lose the light. Oh, okay. I start again from the front porch where I started before. And I get over to the one rose bush and I explain what we did over there and how it's incredible. The blooms were huge with what we did to it this year. And he starts telling me, well, you should tell him where you got that rose bush from, and you should use this and you should do that. And I'm thinking, okay, you got to stop again. By the time I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to walk around out back and I'm going to, but it's such a jungle. Once you get through the side yard, it's like entering Narnia. Because we've had rain where it would just a gentle rain all night. So that's the kind of is a good soaking rain. So the plants are loving it, but everything is growing like it's kudzu out there. It's crazy. So I've been doing a lot of weeding, which causes me to pinch the thumb to here to pull stuff out and grab it. Between the shots and doing all that, that's what they figure has really messed up my hands. I'm feeling it a little bit in my neck, but it's mostly my hands, my knees, and my feet. And I'm walking with my cane today. So I'm not up to, I really was trying. I was trying to be able to at least have let's unpack a box, but I can't lift anything. And I thought if I take it easy, maybe I'll be good for 10 o'clock tonight. I was absolutely not. I have not talked about having these kind of arthritis flare-ups before. I've briefly mentioned them when I've had minor ones, but this is the trifecta. I've had times where it's flared up in my hands or it's flared up in my knees. This is everywhere that I have arthritis. But on the good side of it, everything from the doctor's office, the blood work that they wanted to talk to me about, it's great. It's great. The blood pressure is a little too low, which might explain why I've had some lightheadedness, but I don't have any problems with diabetes. My cholesterol is high, but they're finding out now that anything with hydrogenated corn syrup or corn solids is what can spike your bad cholesterol, which was quite a surprise to me because I gave up milk in my tea a long time ago and I use a creamer, but it's hydrogenated corn solids, or that'll have corn syrup in them in most of these creamers. So I got off the milk and my face cleared up and I didn't have problems with acne or any of the oil all over my face. But it's just been an issue. But apparently that could be it more than having those fresh eggs. That's been messing with that. So that was good news. So they want me to take the blood. And I think too, because it's so hard. I have an itch and I can't, I can't quite scratch. But it's been an interesting week because I was a little worried about what the blood work would show. And because everybody that went through the Great Depression in their elder years ended up with diabetes, but hasn't shown up in any of the kids, any of the grandkids, any of the great-grandkids. So, though they're young yet. So I was concerned it was going to be that, especially with all the weight I've gained in the last couple of years. But, no, that was good. But they did give me a steroid because I was having so much trouble with my hands. You can't get much done when you can't, and it just hurts so much. Sometimes it hurts when, the difference between when it hurts when the weather is changing, that's just the bones ache. The ligaments and everything don't try to curl. This is, and the other hand's a little bit worse. The other hand looks like I'm giving everybody the center finger salute. And so that's why I'm going to hold the camera with that hand. I don't want a violation for having one finger accidentally up. So we're not going to show the left hand. But it's made life interesting. It made doing dishes a real challenge because Mike's been out of the house all day. He's away for work. So I didn't have a helper. I press ganged Gary into helping make dinner. You guys, honestly, some men have never left the age of 13 mentally, I swear. He grew up helping mom in the kitchen. We all did. I said, wash the potatoes, okay? He washed the potatoes with Dawn dish soap and the dish rag. I look over and I'm like, what the HE double hockey sticks? Oh my Lord. So I made sure that was, I peeled him after that. I wasn't gonna, but I sure did. I waited. I was like, okay, I just got to cut all this stuff off, but I got to season the meat. And you go back up and I'll let you know when everything's ready. But he was over. Now, I know we have an old vegetable brush that my mom had 3 or 4 of them. She'd use them until they fell apart, which is saying something for, plastic stuff, but with 6 kids. We all took turns scrubbing potatoes and carrots and whatnot with that plastic. I think it was made by Tupperware vegetable brush. And so I know he knows that that's not how you do it. But somewhere in that brain, he decided to wash them like they were dishes. I don't know what broke. What is broken in that brain? You can't bury him in the yard either because the dogs would just dig him up. I don't have dogs, but still. Thought you guys would get a good laugh out of that one. He was trying. He was definitely trying because he wasn't grumbling about it either. He knew my hands hurt. He took one look at how my hands were going. He goes, can't you straighten them out? I'm like, not without wanting to bite somebody's head off. And I said, so I need a little help. So after seeing him do that, I thought, I'll figure out how to cut them up and peel them, because I'm not going to have him do it. No way. But I still have 2 boxes of the Native American books to go through, and I thought maybe I could get them done, but it's just too heavy. I can't grab the box right. I can't even I kept dropping books. I've really been a hot mess today. I haven't been able to do much of anything. I did try doing a little bit in the yard, just clipping stuff, but it just made my hands hurt more. So, so bear with me. I'm hanging in there. I have meds. They think that having 3 vaccines at one time was too much for my immune system, because ever since I had COVID back in it was like, I think I had it in February or March of 2020. It was really early. Like, they knew something was going around, but they didn't have any protocols or anything yet. So, and I had it really early, and I've had some autoimmune responses since then for some things. This one's not as bad. This one's bad, but it's not as bad. It's bad if I'm willing to. If I could have made it to the attic, I think I'd have gotten the walker out today. But I couldn't. It was all I could do to grab a hold of the cane. Forget trying to grab with both hands a walker. So, don't worry though. I mean, ain't none of us getting any younger. None of us are Benjamin Button. We don't age backwards. So I'm okay. I'm just sore and incapacitated. Not expecto patronus. What's the Harry Potter spell? Petrificus totalis? That's what it feels like. Like I'm just frozen, Like some certain parts of the body just doesn't want to move right. So Petrificus totalis. I'm just a little frozen for you Harry Potter fans out there. But it's been a good day other than that. I've watched Godzilla movies, because I can't read. I can't maneuver the books. Let me tell you how annoying that is. I also can't fix whatever this one juvenile delinquent did, because I'm in Mike's room. The big comfy chair and the big TV. But I noticed that Elron was sticking his paw through a hole in the screen to pull a piece of that blasted trumpet vine in so that he could chew on it and pull on it. So I stopped him, but there's now a ping pong ball size hole in the screen. I hate these plastic screens. I'm gonna see if I can't get really fine wire mesh that's actual wire and put proper screens. I have the tool that they use to put new screening on. And see if I can't do that, because these cats are destroying these plastic. So, and I can't take, I stitched one of them shut. I weaved black thread through one of them that they had gotten to when they were kittens, but my hands aren't up to that today. So the cats are all good. Doctor is still fussing outside. Her thing now is if I spend any time out on the lawn, then she hops up on the front porch and gets up on the bench and takes a nap. So she'll follow me around the yard. Gimli and Frodo like to get in the way to see what I'm doing. Kind of hard to plant seeds. And then Frodo likes to steal seed packets. I had this great thing from Baker Creek Seeds, and it was this, I think they called it an Easter mix. Anyway, it's all these different colored radishes. And that little fart ripped the bottom of the bag open, the little pouch thing of the seeds. And he got a hold of it and ran into the house with it and then proceeded to rip it open. And, probably 100 radish seeds. He didn't get all of them out of the package, but he got a fair bit all over the wood floor in the front entryway. So I swept them up, and then sitting there trying to figure out how am I going to separate them from what, just the natural grit, because it's the entryway, and the seeds. And I realized, I said, I have a little mesh sieve, so I'll use that. Sure enough, it worked really well. So I have my seeds. When my hands are better, I'll get more of them planted. With radishes, you want to do succession planting. And but so far, I made the big mistake of not writing down everything I had put seeds in last week, because something is growing and they're already 3 inches high, but there's a cluster of them all at one spot. I think they might be the red they're a burgundy color sunflower. And there's like 8 of them all at one spot. I probably just threw, a couple in thinking they're so old they're not going to grow. And they're all growing. I think that's them. But I'm not 100% sure because I didn't write down what I had gotten, what I had put where, like a twit. Always take a notebook out with you and just do a rough sketch of where you put seeds in. I should know better. I really should know better. What other news? So I've had 2 really good sales on eBay. I could not pack them today. Mike will help me when he comes home tomorrow, and we'll get them packed up. One is a Miriam Hadley plate with a whale on it. And the other, and that was $28.99. And then the other was $25 for a still sealed vintage box of Christmas cards that have cookie recipes on them by the illustrator Susan Branch. So I was so happy to see that go. And the plate has been up in my eBay store forever. Fingers crossed there's someone interested in the totem, the Alaskan totem. So fingers crossed that works out, because that'd be great if I could get that sold too. And so there's happy news. Scouts is almost done. They had their swim test. I didn't go. That was last night. I didn't go. I only had 25 of the plus 30 that are going to camp with us showed up to have their test, so they'll just have to take it at camp. So, which is a lot bigger hassle than doing it at the local pool. So all that's squared away. All the paperwork for that, for my part of it, is done. I'm just waiting for kids to give me prereqs, so I get a break there. I'm thrilled. Gary's doing well. Gary's been up. He still looks a little pale, but he's been out and about. He's been walking to the corner and back every day, as well as driving himself out to get his coffee from Wawa. So he's moving more, which is good, because he didn't do this the last time, and he ended up right back in the hospital. He's still not eating right. But he's getting there. He actually ate, on Memorial Day weekend, he only ate like a tablespoonful of mac and cheese. But he did finally eat, he ate some of the steak that we had. Yeah, we had some kind of steak. Ribeye steak? I don't know. He bought it. So I cooked it, and it came out great. So it's all nice and soft, because he didn't have any molars. So that was a rare treat. What else? Anything else? Michael's happy with his job. He's happy with the troop. We're all doing pretty well healthy. They gave me a couple of names to try to see about getting the cysts off the top of my head, because we're trying to find somebody that takes my insurance. And they're still pestering for a sleep apnea test, but if I lose the weight, I would, and didn't have so much stress. Because nights, I have no problem sleeping when I'm not here. When I'm in my own house, I have issues sleeping. I think it's all the visual clutter around me in this whole house. I think it gets to me. So, it's just, all I can do is what I've done all day, is just sit around like a bump on a log, which is, it does get frustrating. But if you have to heal from something, or or you have a flare up where something affects your health and you have to take it, you're forced to take it easy, don't sweat it. Just don't sweat it. It's okay. It won't get better if you don't take that time. I need to have the steroids work. They said give it 2 days. If there's no improvement, and it's been a day and a half. There's improvement, but I'm still hurting. But there's definite improvement. So keep your fingers crossed that by tomorrow I wake up and not feeling like my fingers are all curled up in a ball ready to punch somebody. So, but everything other than that, everything's good, and I hope it is for you guys too. And some of you, I know someone just had a knee replaced. Somebody else is getting ready to go get a knee replaced. And I'm not saying who, but somebody just had an emergency appendectomy. So yeah, I know there's 3 of you out there just like me that you're going to be stuck just taking it easy. Treat yourself. I had a chance to watch. I found some of the Godzilla movies. I found a YouTube channel that has the Godzilla movies. Wow, I thought it was great. I didn't know that they kept making those movies clear through the 70s and the 80s. So I saw 2 Godzilla movies today I'd never seen before. I had a good laugh over them. I thought they were a riot. So, if you need to take a day, take care of yourself so your body can recharge. Don't sweat it. Don't get frustrated over what you can't do. Look at it as a spa day. A day to treat yourself. Now, mind you, today got up to 90 degrees. I'd be quite happy if it was a spa day with an air conditioner in. Keep the house at 70. Because this room gets hot because the sunlight is on this side of the house and it just bakes these brick walls. So it gets very hot on this side. But what are you going to do? I can't move the sun. So I will see you guys when I see you. I'm just waiting for my hands and my knees and my feet. I need this steroid to work. And then we'll see about having a work with me, which I think would be great and fun to do. So I'm okay. Just did not expect this flare-up. Why is it always in the spring? Why is it always in the spring? I have health issues. I don't know why. So you guys have a good weekend. I hope you guys are doing well, and keep praying. There's a lot of people in the country that Canada's got wildfires again, and some of the smoke's coming down this way. And then there's other areas where they've just had horrible storms coming through. And that's real bad because there's not, the warning system apparently isn't running. I don't understand that. But, when a tornado is coming through, people need to know if they have the chance of that kind of weather coming at them. So stay safe, and let's everybody give a good thought to just having a day. Not one of those days, but just having a day. Have a day where, don't sweat it. Whatever happens, happens. Mike does it all the time. He said, when you expect nothing, you can't be disappointed. And I've tried to keep that today. I just expect nothing and just do what I can. Whatever I can get is what I can get. What I can do is what I can do. I'm not going to sweat it. So there's your thought for the weekend. If you expect nothing, then, it doesn't frustrate you because there's nowhere to go but up if you come in expecting nothing because the bar is very low. You learned that from years of working night shift at Wawa. So have a good night, everybody. And for those of you who haven't seen me before, there's plenty of older videos to watch. I have memberships, and I have like and subscribe, and I have buy me a tea. Links for all of this stuff are usually in the descriptions The description for this video is going to have to wait until tomorrow so I can get Mike to type and cut and paste. But you can look at any of the other older ones, and there's usually a buy me a tea. And most of that, the buy me a teas go toward helping with the kitty cats. I'm trying to save up to get them. Gimli and Frodo, if nothing else, are going to need their shots since they do go outside. So we have to make sure their vaccinations are all set. I talked to someone today about getting Jack taken care of. And there's a question about whether... there's a question about his aftercare. If they fix his eye and they want to have... they think I should talk to the doctor who would have to do it. Because otherwise... Because they would do the fixing, getting him neutered, they would do for free. But I don't know about the eye. Because right now it's just an empty socket. And sooner or later that's going to get some... I'm amazed it hasn't gotten infected after all this time. But it's still not healthy to have it open like that. So I don't know what's going on with that yet. They're going to get back to me. So I did manage to get one phone call and actually get through to somebody this time. So, and I haven't started a GoFundMe yet. We're getting quotes. We're going to get quotes on what to do about the plumbing. Because taking a shower with a gallon jug of water in the basement's no fun. It's not fun. French drains are not. It's not fun. So, so have a good weekend, everybody. Mwah. Love you. Goodbye. I know that was cheesy, but I just felt it in the moment. Bye, everybody.